Content creation is harder than your 9 to 5.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite Mexican Raincoat here. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm not doing too bad myself. Today we're talking about a dumb opinion that I found on the internet. You see the title. We're talking about if content creation is harder than your 9 to 5. And before I go any further, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the title. And honestly, I'd assume that the people who do agree with the take of content creation being harder than a 9 to 5.
A real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely...
I feel like those people just haven't worked a job before. It's kind of an unemployed ass take. Kai Mintz was actually the person who inspired this video. If you've seen my channel before, then there's a good chance you've seen my last video that I made on him where he talked about how streaming was harder than a 9 to 5. And honestly, it's hard to tell if this dude's rage baiting or not, or if he's just being dumb on camera for clicks. But either way, I wanted to make a video about it just because people genuinely do discuss this topic online of whether content creation is harder than a 9 to 5 or not. And yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts with this video, so let's watch this Kai Mintz video.
Content creation is harder than your 9 to 5. Now, most of you will disagree with this.
I do disagree with this. A 9 to 5 was much harder for me. I used to work at a restaurant, a warehouse, and a Sky Zone. Those were my 3 jobs before YouTube. And the job I had prior to this was the warehouse job, and that one was not easy. I was having to move refrigerators from one side of a warehouse to the other side of a warehouse. And refrigerators are like fucking 150 to 200 pounds. So physically, that job was pretty hard. And for this content creator shit, I barely have to do any work physically. It's just sitting at my desk, playing games, finding a topic to talk about, recording a video, sending it to my editor. It's pretty simple. The only stressful part about my job, I'd say, is just finding new topics to talk about and making sure I stay consistent with the upload schedule. But even those two things aren't hard to do inherently. The only bit of leeway I'm willing to give for this whole argument of whether content creation's harder or not is that there is some easy ass 9 to 5s out there where employees are able to just like chill on their phones while they're on the clock and just do whatever. I'd say content creation might be harder than those types of jobs, but I feel like most 9 to 5s do require a little bit of hard work. So overall, my take would probably be content creation is easier than most 9 to 5s.
But just hear me out. Think about doing everything in your day-to-day life, which is probably already not the easiest. Now think about setting up shots and lighting for every one of those daily tasks. And suddenly, it's not so easy.
There's no way he's serious with this, bro. He's talking about how putting up cameras is hard work compared to a full shift at a 9 to 5. I don't know about that one.
I know people like to think there's no difference between something that's physically hard versus something that's just hard to do in general, but there's a massive difference and it's well worth noting.
Okay, that's a decent point. Mental difficulty is different from physical difficulty, but I don't know. I feel like physical difficulty is harder, bro. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Moving those refrigerators from one side of the warehouse to the other was hell. I can't say there's ever been a time in this YouTube career that I've had where things have been hell for me. Like, it's just been a smooth ride this entire time. So speaking from my experience with having a 9 to 5 and having a YouTube job, I definitely prefer having this job as a YouTuber. And if he is serious with this take, it does feel like he's glancing over the mental difficulties that come with working a 9 to 5. Because best believe 9 to 5s are strict, and that can cause a lot of mental pressure on a worker. Also, add on the fact that they have to ask to take time off of work instead of just being able to take it off whenever they want. That's another difference between content creation and working a 9 to 5. Back when I was working at a job, one day my dad had a stroke, and I told my manager that my dad had a stroke, and she did not give a fuck. She said, stay on the clock, you're still working, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. She didn't give a fuck. And if my dad were to have that stroke while I was working on YouTube, I'd be able to just check up on him the second I hear the news, you know? So I'd say honestly that there's more mental pressure that comes with working a 9 to 5, and probably more physical pressure.
A typical 9 to 5 allows you to do pretty much the task you've been given for the day, which can be physically and mentally draining. But content creation adds an entirely new level of difficulty simply because of the amount of things that go into it to be successful.
Yeah, but it feels more effortless in content creation because that's something you actually want to be doing as opposed to a job that you don't want to be doing, but you still have to complete tasks for. And again, I don't know if this dude's rage baiting or not. I'm really just making this video for content because it's a fun discussion to have. But yeah, I genuinely don't know. I can't tell if he genuinely believes what he's saying or not, but...
I mean, if it really was so easy, you'd think that everyone would be a creator. But the reality is that what you see through your phone has had days or even weeks sometimes of production to get to that end result.
Yeah, but does that necessarily make it physically and mentally harder? I don't think so.
They are obviously both difficult because nothing is easy, but they are both very different in the ways that they are difficult. So I think people just don't give it enough credit.
Listen, content creation does have its hard aspects and difficult tasks that you have to figure out, like constantly trying to find new ideas and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, at least you're not stuck in a building for 8 hours where you have to do other people's tasks and I don't know. I definitely prefer this job much more over a 9-to-5. I have much more freedom with this job. This is my dream job. And anytime I do get stressed about this job, I remind myself to just take a step back and relax. I don't even think people at 9-to-5s are able to get that chance sometimes. Sometimes they're just stuck in work. They don't even get time to relax. That's at least how my experience was working at a restaurant and at a warehouse. I barely got time to relax. It does kind of feel like Kaya Mintz is being like a little serious with these. I could be totally wrong. He could be just completely memeing, but he definitely seems like he's trying to make some type of point about content creation and the difficulty of it. And again, there is difficult aspects to content creation, but comparing it to the average 9-to-5 is just a little out of touch. Anyways, let's check out some more of this guy's videos. Let's see what he's been up to.
I hate people who own a bed frame, especially when they're black.
Okay. All right, buddy. Okay. I'm gonna just skip over that video.
Updated max bench. A 1-rep max is something I haven't done in a few months now.
Oh shit, this guy's lifting now? Oh shit. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but the last video I made about this guy, I was kind of critiquing his dietary habits. Apparently he would drink a G Fuel fresh off of the wake up, and I just talked about that in that video. And he also mentioned nothing about working out, so I'm kind of glad to see him pumping the iron this time around, getting the gains in.
So I'm not sure if I'll be as strong as I was before. I went through a really bad wrist injury that was making me question my abilities underneath the bar. It was a little nerve-wracking at first, but the heavier I went, the better I started to feel. And soon enough, I actually hit my all-time bench PR while not even training bench like I used to. I'll be rehabilitating my wrist in the coming weeks to try to come back stronger and push myself to even newer heights.
Okay, 155, let's go. I know those last two videos we watched were in no way related to the topic at hand for this video, which is content creation and 9-to-5s, but I just wanted to check in on bro's content, see how he was doing, and yeah, I'm glad he's getting healthy. As for the other video that we watched before, this was wild. Anyways, overall, my opinion about the whole content creation and 9-to-5 stuff, I feel like content creation is definitely easier than most 9-to-5s. There is some 9-to-5s out there that are super fucking easy though, and where you don't have to do anything and you still get paid. So I'm not talking about those jobs. Those jobs are definitely easier than content creation because you literally barely do shit at those jobs. But for the rest of the jobs, aka most of the jobs, they're definitely harder than a content creation job. But let me know your opinions down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, then feel free to subscribe. We're coming up on 2.1 mil. I am fucking floored. I don't know how we got here, but we're here, and I appreciate all of you. Oh yeah, also join the Discord server. The link is down below. It's in the description. You can send me stuff to react to or talk about. You can talk with the chat. You can drop memes in general if you're level 5. Just join it already, bro. What are you doing? Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure y'all are staying safe, staying healthy, staying hydrated, staying positive, staying loving. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.